Make that big boss less special. It ain't no game, but they saying welcome to the second level. Second level. Second level gaming. Second level.
Yet here I am. The place I spent my whole life escaping. I feel like shit.
I'm a sucker for a good sci-fi story, me. I remember seeing the trailer for Echo and thinking that it looked interesting, but I wasn't sure if it was necessarily worth the $25 or not. It was in that kind of pile of, this could be wonderful or it could be trash. It was enough for me to hold off a purchase until a later date either way. Cue a conversation with a friend and ex-show host who some of you will remember, telling me, Tom, get this game, you'll love it. Now, I trust Jordan's opinion on games more than most, and I needed an indie title to play and review this week, so I thought, why not? After spending some time with the game now, I can confirm that he was, of course, correct. I love this game. The first thing that took me was the cinematic nature of the storytelling. It doesn't start with a bit of waffle and then just kind of go on like any normal game in this price range. In fact, it has a lot more in common with the likes of a game like Hellblade in the story department. It doesn't go quite as far into that kind of insanity realm that Hellblade did, but the story it does tell is massively interesting and exciting to a sci-fi nerd like me. In fact, I really fucking wish this game was a movie. It's that good. I won't ruin anything, but obviously you need a shorthanded version, so here you go. You are a probably human, potentially robot girl named N. That's E-N, not just the letter. You are one of the Resourcefuls, a being seemingly bred or created, being designed for a singular task, to one day infiltrate a hidden palace that is at the size of a planet. We first meet N when she awakens from a 100-year stasis after turning what we assume to be her friend and or mentor into a cube. Okay, I know, stick with me. Accompanying you on your journey is some sort of AI called London, who disapproves of what you're doing and is not at all shy about telling you so. A lot. He still endeavors to help you in your goal, though, because he too would like to see said cube turned back into said friend and or mentor. All you know is, you have coordinates to this hidden palace, and somewhere in there, you can make that happen. So off you go. The only real fault I was willing to admit at this point was that getting to the palace and the nuts and bolts of the game itself was a long journey. I think it took just over an hour of in-game time before I felt anywhere near settled into a rhythm of what I was supposed to be doing. The game would still surprise you, though, throwing in a new mechanic now and again.
Now, let's see.
Nothing. What a shock. Looks like you might be joining Foster after all, just not the way you imagined.
I don't get it.
After eventually making your way to the planet and finding the palace, and taking a really long time to open the palace to get inside, you try to fix your friend. In attempting to do so, everything goes horribly, horribly wrong.
It looks exactly like the thing that made the cube.
Something's not right. I'm picking up a whole load of anomalies.
Some kind of malfunction occurs, and this is when the game really starts to fuck with you. Occasionally the lights will just go black. You can't move, you can't see, and then they'll come back on, and something has changed.
But it's still charging. The joule mass is nearing the Dirac child limit.
That felt horrible. I couldn't move.
It was a massive energy discharge. It must have made your suit brace.
This continues for a while, getting creepier and creepier until you realize that these weird growths you've been seeing around the palace are, in fact, clones of you. They're not so much of a threat to begin with. You can quite literally just push them over or choke them out, or even line them up into one nice big shot and blow 3 or more away with a single bullet. As the game progresses, though, the palace starts to get fed up of you smashing its keepers into little pieces, so it allows these clones to start learning from what you do to them. If you shoot one, well, now they all have guns. You get the idea. So then the game becomes a case of how far can I travel without giving away too much of my arsenal and thus making the clones stronger as they continually get faster and gather in larger groups. That's the basic hook of the game. The cube itself is trying to guide you towards something, your AI buddy is trying to make sense of everything, and you're fighting off armies of, well, you. And the better you do, the harder they get. If that sounds interesting to you, then everything else about the game is just cherry on the cake. The score, the visuals, the graphics, bar some of the cutscene facial animations, plotline, dialogue, they're all on point. It's just a really well-made package. Frankly, I think if it weren't for the game length, they could charge a lot more than $25 for this, and I'd still pay it. I could see a sequel to this on a grander scale being something magnificent. I'm not saying it's perfect in all of these aspects, it's just really well done. It does have occasional pacing issues, it's quite easy to get lost in the first part of the game, some animations are a tiny bit janky, but for the price point and plot alone, I think it's worth the pickup. Basically, if you're a sci-fi fan who thought Hellblade was a good time, this game will probably be up your alley. If you're a straight-to-the-action kind of gamer who doesn't enjoy things like story elements as much as combat and stealth, the beginning may put you off a little bit, but if you stick around, you may enjoy the payoff.
The red spikes suggest that you won't survive another encounter like that.
I don't get it. Why would the palace copy and then attack the first human to arrive?
Either way, it's worth some extra scrutiny. Check out our gameplay footage to help make the decision for you. Thanks a lot for watching.
They're everywhere. I can't see anything.
Use your area scan.
It ain't no game, but they saying welcome to the second level.